My name is Greta. I am 24 years old and I live in Berlin. I take care of plants in office buildings. It is quiet work. I water the plants, wipe their leaves, and make sure they get enough light. I love the smell of wet soil and fresh green leaves in the morning. Most offices are empty when I arrive. Only the lights hum softly and the machines are awake. I work for a small company that tends to offices across the city. Each week, I visit the same buildings. I move slowly from floor to floor, room to room. Some people smile at me, others do not notice me at all. I do not mind. My work is calm. Plants do not speak, yet they soften the air and they seem to listen without judgment. One of the buildings I visit belongs to a large company. It has many floors and long glass windows. The rooms are pristine and quiet. The people move quickly, all in suits, their steps echoing down the hall. I always start at the top floor and work my way down. That is where I first saw Mr. Meyer. He sat at his desk when I entered, papers spread around him, but everything in order. Gray hair, round glasses, a small watch on his wrist. He looked like someone who had lived the same day over and over. When I said, "Good morning," he looked up, surprised, then smiled softly. "Good morning," he said. I watered the plants near his window. Two tall ones, dry from neglect. He asked, "Do they need a lot of care?" "Only a little," I said. "They need light and water, just like people." He smiled again. "Then maybe I should stand near the window more often." I did not know what to say, so I simply smiled. After that day, I often saw him when I came in. He always arrived early before the office awoke. He never played music or raised his voice. Sometimes I heard him sigh or whisper numbers to himself. I moved quietly, room to room, saving his office for last. I liked the silence there. One morning, he looked pale. "Are you all right?" I asked. "Just a little tired," he said. Then looking at the plants, he added, "They look better than me." I told him it was because they had someone to care for them. He paused, looking at me for a long moment. "Maybe that is what you need too," he said. His words stayed with me all day. Over the weeks, I learned little things about him. He was an accountant, working for the same company over 20 years. "Numbers don't lie," he said once, "but people do sometimes." I asked if he liked people. "I used to," he replied. Our conversations were small at first. I told him about the plants that bloomed in spring. He spoke of new computer systems that confused the staff. Once, he said he liked my calmness. "Plants teach that," I said. He laughed softly, the first time I heard him laugh. Sometimes he asked me to sit before I left, offering tea. His desk was crowded with papers, and yet a small corner was always clean for cups. He spoke of work, the company, and the strange pace of I time. I listened, rarely speaking. I liked the slow, gentle sound of his voice. I told no one about him. It felt like a small secret. The office moved fast outside, but in his room, time paused. One day, he wore a pressed shirt and a new tie. "You always see me at work. I should look my best," he said. "The plants like that," I replied. "And you?" he asked. I blushed. "Maybe I do too." After that, he began waiting for me, sometimes bringing small flowers from the market near his house. I did not know what to say, only that it felt strange and warm. I once asked if he lived alone. "Yes," he said quietly, eyes tired. Then came a Friday when everything felt different. He stood as I entered. "Greta, I have something to tell you." I waited. "I want to get married." For a moment, I thought he was joking, but he was serious. My heartbeat quickened. "You don't know me very well," I said softly. "Maybe not," he replied. "But you are the only person who talks to me like I am still alive." I lowered my gaze. "You are kind, Mr. Meyer." Please, call me Eric, he said. All right, Eric. Things changed. He smiled more, asked when I would come next, and once walked with me to the bus stop. Words were few, but presence was enough. Then one morning, whispers filled the office. Eric appeared pale. My boss heard I plan to marry you, he said. He thinks it looks bad. I have to choose, him or you, I stared. You have to choose, I said quietly. He looked at me, then whispered, I will tell him tomorrow. That night, sleep escaped me. I imagined him at his desk, trapped in numbers and fear. What was I to him? A person or just something soft in his gray world? The next day, he walked straight to his office, avoiding me. Later, he said, I will get married, not to you, to my office. It is safer this way. I did not move. He left, calm as ever. I stayed with the plants, giving them water. My hand shook. I asked not to visit his office for a week, sent to other buildings. Everywhere I went, the green leaves reminded me of him. I felt empty. One morning, my manager called. Greta, we need you back at the tall building. I wanted to refuse, but said yes. When I arrived, Eric's office was empty. I watered the plants slowly. Then he entered. You came back. I am working, I said coldly, though I could not stop my heart from stirring. You made the right choice, he said softly. I finished watering and turned to leave. You made your choice. It is yours now, I said. He looked down. I have always been alone, he whispered. Then maybe you do not know what you lost, I replied, and left. Weeks later, I requested a new set of offices. Smaller, quieter, with kind workers and sunny windows. I felt peace returning, my heart slowly mending. Sometimes I passed Eric's building, wondering if he still sat at his desk, alone but calm. Months later, a receptionist told me he tended the plants himself. They are alive, she said. Years passed. I started my own small company, Green Hands. I cared for plants, taught 2 helpers patience and care. Life grew around me, quiet, steady, full of green. One winter, my old manager called. Eric had retired, moved to a smaller office, and asked for my care once again. I agreed. The building felt the same. I knocked. Come in, he said, older, thinner, but the same calm face. You kept them alive, I whispered, touching the leaves. I tried, he said softly. We sat, drank tea, shared memories. He admitted mistakes. I forgave silently. He never married. I married my office, he said. And did it love you back? He smiled at the plants. Maybe a little. I walked out, the winter air crisp, feeling peace. Some people marry their work. Some marry dreams. I married life itself. Years later, my flat full of green plants, I whispered one evening, Goodbye, Mr. Meyer. The plants and I had grown. Even with broken roots, we reached for the sun. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and share.